Hey guys, it's Way here, and welcome back to another FIFA 18 Ultimate Team video. And today, I'm going to bring you guys another Ultimate Trading and Investing Guide, this time covering Movember. I did one of these a couple of weeks ago covering Ultimate Scream and Halloween, and I showed you guys cards that you could get for 1 or 2,000 coins that doubled, tripled, or even quadrupled in some cases. And if you guys invest in those, you will have made yourself thousands and thousands of coins. Hopefully you guys cashed in and made a load of profit. And if you guys follow the advice I show you in this video, you're hopefully going to be able to do exactly the same and make yourself loads and loads of coins. Now, for those of you who didn't play FIFA 17 or maybe just forgot about it or weren't aware about it, last year throughout the whole month of November, EA went ahead and released a whole load of cards. These were called Movember cards. They had a slight boost overall. It was kind of like a first in form, so one boost to the overall rating and a couple of boosts with the stats as well. And these were given to loads of different players who had different types of facial hair. I know it seems a bit random, but it's to go ahead with the Movember kind of scheme, which I believe is to raise awareness for cancer in men, I think it is, and basically EA went ahead and released a whole load of cards with different facial hair. So you had people like Ibrahimovic, Luis Gustavo, Lacazette, basically lots of different players with different types of facial hair. I know it's a really weird kind of idea, but EA went ahead and did it. So you had people like Joe Ledley, for example, who has a massive beard. You had people like Ibrahimovic, who has like a goatee and a moustache. They basically had a card for different people with different types of hairstyles. So EA went ahead and released a load of cards. Now, they also released a few SBCs that gave you loan versions of some of the better cards, so people like Ibrahimovic and Lacazette. And I think this year there's a high likelihood that EA are going to go ahead and release SBCs that we didn't have last year and try and do something different, because so far with the main promo we've had, which has been Ultimate Scream, EA have done something completely different to what they did last year, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do stuff differently to what they did last year, not make it very, very easy to predict, because they don't want traders and investors to make millions of coins. That's just something that's quite obvious, because obviously if EA just made everything really obvious with the SBCs and everything, it would be so easy for investors to make millions of coins, and it would kind of ruin the market, and also they wouldn't sell as many FIFA points as people would just have so many coins. So I think EA are trying to kind of catch people like me and other traders and investors like you guys watching the video out by releasing stuff a little bit different to last year. So obviously last year, Ultimate Scream, we had 3 SBCs for Payet, Mario Gaspar and Douglas Costa. These required Ultimate Scream cards, and that's really kind of affected Ultimate Scream player prices, as people have expected there to be SBCs, but there hasn't really been any SBCs that needed Ultimate Scream cards like we had last year. And obviously last year for Movember, we just had some SBCs that gave you loan versions of people like Ibrahimovic and Lacazette. This year, I think they may do something a little bit different, and even if they don't, there's going to be a lot of hype around it, so you guys are going to be able to sell any investments you make into the hype, or you can just keep them and risk it until any SBCs come out. What I'm thinking is there are either going to be SBCs specifically for some of these Movember cards where you can actually keep them and they're not going to be loan items, or maybe they'll be guaranteed Team of the Week SBCs, maybe they'll be 81 or 82 plus 2 Red Gold Player Pack SBCs. That's something we had last year where you'd have to trade in a full team with like 40 chemistry. Everyone had to be rare, basically like the gold upgrade SBC, except with rare players, and you get slightly higher rated players. That's something EA did last year. But whatever happens, I think there is going to be an SBC or 2 released during Movember, and since it is an entire month, there's actually some really good investments you guys can make. I'll be covering everything in just a moment, but firstly, in terms of investments, there's some no risk ones that you guys can make that are going to cover you not only for Movember but also for any other future SBCs. Now, these are discard price informs. They're such good investments. All you need to do is go through and pick up some informs that are around about 11,000 coins or less, because these just don't drop down in price. You want to go for gold cards, you don't want to be going for these silvers, but you want to invest in gold cards, and you just want to try and get them really, really cheaply. So if you can get anyone who's, I'd say about 80 rated or higher is normally best. So last week we had people like Berlutsky. You could get cards like that very, very cheaply. And there's some similar ones in this week's Team of the Week that I'll show you guys in just a moment. So heading over to the actual Team of the Week, I'll show you guys right here. If we can go over to Team of the Week. As you guys can see right here, this is the current Team of the Week. Investments from here, there's actually quite a few of them. Players I would recommend investing in include people like Valencia, who you can get very, very cheaply for around 11 or 12,000 coins for an 81 inform. You've also got people like this guy here, Neres, so you can also get him very cheaply, about 11 or 12k as well. And then you've got some slightly higher rated cards. This guy here, Sorloth, you can get very cheaply as well, 82 for him. You've got people like Julian Brandt, Luis Gustavo. These cards are a little bit more expensive, but they are higher rated, and these cards are going to be really useful for SBCs. And something to bear in mind is if you ever see an 83 rated inform dropping below about 15k, that's a perfect price to pick them up because they don't really drop any lower than that, and they always go up for SBCs. Same with 84s. If you see an 84 drop below about 18k or so, definitely go ahead and pick them up. And these cards are just great to trade with. I've been trading with these informs over the past couple of days. Yesterday, I was sniping Hilton's. He was going for about 20k. I got some of them for about 16k or so. Sold them overnight for 24k, as you guys can see by the picture on screen. So trading with informs is very, very effective right now. You can get some investments and you can store them in your club. So I would definitely recommend going ahead, picking up people like Luis Gustavo, Brandt, Hilton, Bastos, and then some of these 82 to maybe 80 or 81 rated cards like Valencia as well. Pereira is another good one there at 83, quite a cheap card. Just go through, get some investments like this, keep them in your club, and they're going to be really useful either from Movember SBC or any other SBCs released in the future, like a guaranteed Team of the Week SBC, some of the Footmas SBCs. There's loads and loads of events coming up in the future that are going to require informs, so there's going to be hype around them, they're going to increase in price, and you can make yourself a load of coins. I actually did this last week. I picked up a lot of lower rated informs. I got people like Elistando. I picked up about 5 or 6 of him for around 10 to 11k. I was able to sell cards for 14 to 15k a couple of days ago. Again, you guys can see by those pictures on screen, these always go up in price, no risk investments, and they'll make you loads and loads of coins. In addition to that, you can also go ahead and get some rare gold cards that are quite high rated, around 83 to 84 or 85, and just go ahead and get the cheapest ones for each of these specific ratings. So you can go over to FootWiz, I'll leave a link down below in the description, and they actually have a brand new feature that shows the cheapest players for specific ratings. So you can go and get a couple of the cheapest 83s, you can get them for around 1,000 coins or less, and they just don't normally go that cheap. So these are guaranteed to go up in the future if you get them for about 1,000 coins. If an SBC comes out that needs an 83 or 84 rating, like a guaranteed Team of the Week SBC, those cards are going to rise up significantly. They're going to probably hit around 3 to 4k. You'll be able to make huge amounts of coins there. 84s are also good investments. You can get them right now for about 2 to 3,000 coins, and again, they'll rise up a lot. You could easily see them hitting 5 or 6k if any SBCs come out. So high rated but cheap rare gold cards are also really, really good cards to go and pick up. So that's it in terms of investments, but I do have a really good trading tip coming up in just a moment. But I would recommend going ahead and investing in 83 to 85 rated cheap rare gold cards, and I would also recommend getting some informs anywhere from around 80 to 85 rated. Get some cheap ones and you should be good. But a very effective trading tip right here is to go ahead and invest in the rare gold versions or just the base card of any of the Movember cards that do get released. So last year, for example, Ibrahimovic, he was released for an entire month. So he was in packs with that Movember card for a month. That meant that his rare gold card wasn't in packs for a month, and it meant it rose up loads in price. So had you guys gone ahead and picked it up beforehand, you'd have had an entire month of that gold card not being in packs, not being packed at all, and it would have obviously risen up in price because the supply, that would have dropped down significantly, but the demand for that card would still be just as high. People would still want to go and get it, but it wouldn't be getting packed as much due to obviously the Movember card being in packs instead. So if you go ahead and invest in some gold cards that actually get in the Movember team, you're going to be able to make loads of coins. It's so easy. So let's say someone like Nani as an example, maybe Gundogan, he gets into the Movember team. You guys can go and invest in him literally as soon as he's included and just keep him in your club, and you can sell them on in like 3 weeks or so later on in November, and you can make yourself a ton of coins. So that is a really good trading tip. It works equally well with Team of the Week, it works with ones to watches, it works with man of the matches. Basically, as soon as a card gets a special item, especially if it's going to be in packs for a long time, so November is a perfect time they're in packs for an entire month. If you guys go and get that base gold version of the card, it's not going to be in packs for a certain amount of time. It's going to rise in price. Really good investment tip, really good way of making coins very, very easily, and something a lot of people don't know about. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you do have any questions. I'll try my best to get back to you on those. Hope you guys did enjoy though. Subscribe if you're new around here, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers for the end of the year, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care.